Let's talk about why cost per token and compute economics are the real risks investors fear may cause an AI bubble. Unlike physical products or even software that runs on a fixed cost model, LLM models and applications behave more like a service business where every question or order has a variable number of words, aka tokens, and is submitted at a time when others may or may not be using up AI hardware with their own requests. So for every unique query, a tailored number of GPU clusters will engage in billions of calculations, with each discrete individual GPU using 100% of its power in a binary 0 to 1 way, regardless of whether there's one incoming request or a million. So if not as many users are submitting queries, the cost per query not only runs super high, but is unpredictable. LLMs scale with hardware and power. To handle 10 times more users, you often need 10 times more chips and power. That means that the cost to serve stays proportionally higher even as more orders are fulfilled. But chips also physically degrade over time due to electromigration and thermal stress. While the capacity of token they can generate over their lifetime is fixed at 1 trillion, there is a variable factor that's unpredictable and still impacts depreciation. And that's the length of the chip innovation cycles. There is anywhere from a 1 to 5 year time window that chips can be used before the end of their lifespan. This is because the next generation of chips with better performance would saturate competitor data centers, making the upgrade necessary. So big tech companies have now been trying to de-risk this future by turning a single point failure into a sort of multi-stage decline, by moving the chips from complex to less tolling tasks as they age, so they can be reliably used throughout a fixed timeline. But this still doesn't change the fact that if a newer chip emerges that can do the same work with 50% less power, the older chip would still become a liability across all the different jobs it performs in its lifespan, bringing us back to the same point that the depreciation each chip would incur would still be variable. And this is seen as the biggest risk for how markets will react in 2026. While big tech balance sheets still claim that these chips will last 6 years, short sellers are betting on a different timeline. They argue that if the GPUs are economically valueless by year 3, we aren't looking at a minor correction, but instead a billion-dollar revenue cliff in late 2026, where tech companies have to show enough revenue from their current cascading strategy or suffer trillion-dollar losses of obsolete hardware.